Make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
What's up, y'all? It shows most, that's the most. JerCrispy? The Many Lives of Mariah Carey. Y'all know it's December. And down there her month, you know she was gonna say, it's time. Goddamn. Can't hit that high note for nothing. I need to drink plenty of water if I'm trying to hit that high note. I don't even think I can hit a high note in general. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's see what's going on with this. And we're on the road to 500. So let's go. Let's get see what's going on with these. So yeah.
I did feel so ambiguous and like such an outsider, and yet I was living my dream.
Her musical achievements outrank those of even Elvis and the Beatles. The stunning success story of singer Mariah Carey.
Everything happened so fast for me, and I never had the chance to sit down and go, wow, this is actually happening.
1995.
Mariah Carey is arguably the most famous female pop star on the planet. She lives in a mansion, wears designer gowns, and seems untouchable.
Mariah sold over 50 million records worldwide.
But around her, the music world is shifting.
Hey, I said, Mariah better than Taylor Swift. I said what I said.
Are ruled by angst and distortion, redefining what it
But she's not better than Michael Jackson, though.
Raw emotion is in, perfection is
Look
out.
at Snoop
And
Dogg.
while recording her 5th studio album, Mariah was quietly creating something no one expected, a rock record. It was the first glimpse of her breaking free, shattering the image the world had built around her.
They call the wind Mariah.
Don't know what this
You
is.
named after the song? They call the wind Mariah?
My mom was an opera singer. She actually made her debut at Lincoln Center.
She named me Mariah Carey. I don't have a middle name.
Because my mother, when I was born, said Mariah Carey is a good stage name.
Because she was like, this is your stage name.
Mariah Carey was born to a white mother and black father on Long Island, New York.
Okay.
Are you white or are you black?
I'm black, Irish, and Venezuelan.
My father was this gorgeous, tall man that looked like a movie star to me.
But it was the 60s after all.
Your parents had a difficult time because of racial intolerance.
When I told my mother that I was going to marry a black man, she was very upset.
And did the family disown you afterwards?
Yes.
My older brother and sister had a lot of problems. Their dogs got poisoned. My parents' cars got blown up. Growing up in the 70s, it was much more segregated, and they were living in these white neighborhoods with my father.
Mariah's parents were a study in contradiction. Her father was a very intellectually, almost anal in his approach to things. The mother was more carefree and open, obviously being a singer.
My parents were divorced when I was 3, so it was.
Damn. Times like that do get rough, especially in the 60s, 70s. That was really had it bad. Like, I ain't lying to you. I think that was definitely the most hardest year of life in general for all my ancestors out there and all that other stuff. You know, shout out to my ancestors, bro.
It wasn't like that much of a situation where, it was the family living together and stuff.
After the divorce, Allison went to live with their father, while Mariah and her brother stayed with their mother.
Did you ever feel like you were part of 2 different cultures, or did you mostly just identify with your mom?
It was just that my mother raised me. My mother and I were so close. We were like best friends,
Right.
When I was growing up, that I really had a strong bond with her more so than my father. I definitely felt like I don't know if it was an outcast, but I felt completely different. I felt like there was nobody who could fully understand my experience.
You looked even different than your own brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I mean, we look related, definitely.
They resented you because of the color of your skin, right? Because they were also biracial, but you were lighter and they felt like you were passing.
I think they definitely always felt like I was passing. We're not even that far apart tonally. Like, that's my thing. They just grew up with the experience of living with a black father and a white mother together as a family. And I was, for the most part, living with my mother, which they saw as easier, but in reality, it was not.
And I never really expressed it to very many people, like I wasn't good enough, like I was, I didn't look like one particular group or another.
I moved 13 times throughout my childhood.
I was like a little kid saying, okay, we're moving again.
My mom, she always rented houses and we didn't have a lot of money. So sometimes we lived in no particular place at all. Like, we didn't necessarily have a place to live, so we would stay with her friends or things like that.
Okay.
I moved around like 13 times from the time I was born till
Damn.
6th grade, and then I stayed in one place. And then were you? Yeah, I was in Huntington for high school and stuff. Yeah, that's a wealthy area, right? Some people are wealthy. I wasn't wealthy at all.
I guess when she was about 4 years old, she really showed an interest in singing.
I knew that music was just something I had to have near me. I used to take the radio from the kitchen and put it underneath the covers when I was like 4 years old and just sing with whatever was on the radio.
When in your life did you first realize there's something special that comes out of my throat?
The first time for me that I actually felt it was...
Whoa. You could have said that like out of your voice, not your throat, bro. You could have said that like way better. Bro, come on, bro. You could have said voice, like, you know, and your voice and stuff like that, and how to way stuff like that, right? What did you, bro? Don't.
When I was 6 years old, I was walking down the street with this little girl. We're singing at the same time, and then she stopped singing and she started listening to me, and she goes, "When you sing, it sounds like there's music." Music has always been my saving grace. It's always been what has made me feel special when I didn't feel special, or I felt like I didn't belong.
You know, I mean, who was your inspiration?
I was inspired by a lot of great singers, Minnie Riperton. And when I was little, I used to listen to her records and try to hit those notes. And Aretha Franklin, of course, Gladys Knight, Shaka. My mother was singing with the New York City Opera, and she would be rehearsing different arias, and I would be sitting right next to her singing every note. She says that I used to actually stop her and go, "No, Mommy, that's the wrong note." She stared at me until every bit of lightness faded. Almost growling, she said, "You should only hope that one day you become half the singer I am." My heart dropped.
You said I was a wayward child with the weight of the world that I held deep inside.
You share going to a kid's party where you thought you were going to the party, but all they did was lock you up in a room and start calling you the N-word.
I was a little girl with very few memories of a big brother who protected me. More often, I felt I had to protect myself from him, and sometimes I would find myself protecting my mother from him too.
How would you describe your sister?
I would say troubled. I would say traumatized.
You say, when I was 12 years old, my sister drugged me with Valium, offered me a pinky nail full of cocaine, inflicted me with third-degree burns, and tried to sell me out to a pimp.
Mariah's sister has not had the easiest life. According to her attorney, Allison's teen years were spent as a prostitute.
Were you ever jealous of her? Yes, of course.
You had a brother who was enraged.
Extremely violent, yes.
What a childhood. Singing was the escape.
I always knew I was going to be a singer.
When I was like 12 or 13, I started doing demos for people.
Let's go, Mariah! What kind of student were you? I also read that your nickname was Mirage because you were Mirage in class.
When I went to this school, I was on the honor roll.
I think there were personality clashes between a very willful young lady and some staff members who saw things a little bit differently.
In high school, while most other 16-year-olds were living normal teenage lives, Mariah was fleeing Long Island for Manhattan at every chance to write music with a partner, sometimes until 3 in the morning.
I had set up this little sort of makeshift studio at my father's cabinet factory. While I was working on a track, she'd already be sitting there putting lyrics together.
Sony would pay this guy to go away, but that's later in the story.
Most mothers would have been terrified letting their 16-year-old go to New York, stay up all night writing music with some young partner, some young man. Weren't you concerned?
I really wasn't, because I knew that's what she was going to do. I knew that she was carving out her life.
I ended up moving to the city at like 17. My brother paid for my first demo, and I lived with one of his friends, a girl, and I lived in this little loft, really small, little tiny thing above her kitchen. And I used to just work, and then sometimes I would work as a waitress and as a coat check girl and all these things.
Into like 5 to 8 hours of beauty school because I wanted to have something to fall back on.
But then I dropped out, so I'm an official beauty school dropout.
The day after I graduated high school, I moved to Manhattan, and I lived with a bunch of other struggling singers and actresses and stuff. And I started waitressing, and I met some musicians in the New York kind of musician circle.
Ben and I worked incessantly over the course of a year or so. That demo stayed in my Walkman, which stayed on my hip, and the music stayed in my ears. The songs we laid down were all I listened to, and the offers from the major publishing houses gave me confidence that things were going to happen. I may have been insecure about my money, my clothes, my family, and a whole host of other things, but I knew my songs were valuable.
Do you remember when I first came to the audition?
I asked you, what are you doing? You were like, I'm listening to my tape.
Yeah.
And I said, what tape? You said, oh, a couple of demos that I cut. I'm trying to get a record deal. And I listened and I looked at you and I was like, why are you singing backup for me?
I was just this kid on the Upper West Side that a lot of musicians came to know as somebody who could sing.
Damn, bro, that's crazy, bro. Mariah had to move in New York at the age of 17, bro. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, that's low-key kind of crazy, bro. Chasing her dreams, bro. And that's dedication right there.
And one day, one of Brenda's backup singers quit or got sick or something, and one of the guys recommended me to go and try out for her. I had a demo tape, and she would try to give it to people, so she brought me to a party, which was for WTG Records, which was Walter, Tommy, and Jerry. These guys were all looking at me, and I didn't really understand why. I was just this little teenage girl. I had borrowed her clothes. We have these kind of jackets. They look like school jackets. That's like what I had on.
Okay.
And like this black dress, the only dress that I could find, and tights. And I couldn't wear Brenda's shoes because her feet were too small. She walks over and she goes to Jerry Greenberg. She says, "This is my friend Mariah. She writes all her own songs. She's this, she's that, da-da-da-da." Goes to hand Jerry the tape, and Tommy Mottola grabbed it out of his hand. But he went out to the limo, and he put it on his way home from the party, and he turned around and came back to find me because there was no phone number on the tape or nothing. I had left. I had already had a deal on the table with Warner Brothers, which I was about to sign through a producer I'd been signed to, so I almost didn't go to that party. So he just, he found me that Monday through her managers, and I had my deal. I ended up signing there instead of going with Warner Brothers because I felt that he understood my vision.
We had a body of work which were more demos done at first, and we sort of threw them all away and started from scratch again because I said, look, we got to make this great.
Yeah.
You're the greatest singer I've ever heard, and this is going to be your platform.
Mariah signed with Mottola and spent the next 2 years writing songs for her debut album. Mottola spent money. A reported $800,000 on the album, $500,000 on the first video, and $1 million more to market both.
The thing that we did that doesn't exist now
That's
is
crazy.
we sort of control the supply chain. And by that, I mean, we found the artist, we helped develop the artist, we helped image the artist, we distributed the music.
I'm doing Arsenio Hall tomorrow night. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I can't believe it's so soon because I'm unknown, basically,
Very excited to introduce to you my next guest. She's back there preparing with my posse. And this young lady, very impressive young talent. She wrote and helped produce her first album. She's making her national television debut. Her single is called Vision of Love. This is Mariah Carey. Give it up.
Okay. A Vision of Love.
What was your first hit?
Vision of Love.
At only 20 years old, this singer-songwriter is being groomed for huge success and superstardom if she doesn't have that already. And the word has it that the best is yet to come.
Hi, I'm Mariah Carey.
20-year-olds don't wind up with #2 singles within 5 weeks.
Some do.
First.
Born and raised in New York, her first single went all the way to #1 on the charts. Apollo, give it up for Columbia recording artist Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey!
And suddenly, Mariah's dreams turned into her reality.
I just like to thank
So,
God.
hold on. When she started dating and stuff like that, I know she started dating sooner or later down the line. I know it was not just straight music or nothing like
For the
that.
blessings that have brought me here. Thank Tommy Mottola for believing in me from the beginning.
There was a lot of intense working together, and out of that became a friendship and a relationship.
So here you were, 19. Okay, and he was 20 years older, and he's interested in you romantically. And he was married, by the way.
That's the cardinal sin in the business is you can't sleep with the artist.
It's the typical kind of ingenue Svengali dynamic where he immediately falls madly in love with her. He promptly left his wife of 20 years, essentially, to be with Mariah.
Was he a father figure?
Probably, yeah.
Is it true that Tommy Mottola was the first man that you went to bed with? You have said this. Yeah?
On the personal side, what's in the future for you? I mean, marriage, is there someone special in your life, or?
I don't think I'll get married for a while. I'm just doing my career right now.
Underneath the shine, however, I had some inkling that there was a darker energy that came with him, a price to pay for his protection.
Her debut album stayed in the top US chart for 22 weeks.
But they all say, oh, this is a white girl, she sounds black. Oh no, it's a black girl, but she isn't, she's white. So what are you?
My mother is Irish, first and foremost. My mother is Irish, my father is Venezuelan and black.
And former backup singer Mariah Carey took home 2 Grammys for Best Female Pop Vocalist and Best New Artist.
I'm currently writing my second album, and I'll be in the studio recording soon. I feel really fortunate to have had all the success with my first album that I had, and it's been the most incredible year of my life with everything that's happened for me.
Outside of the job, I spent a lot of time with her. I was enamored with her gift. I thought it was amazing. I mean, later on I found out, that she was mixed race, but I'm looking at her and she don't look like anybody I know that sings the way she sings, but she's singing that.
Mariah writes, and I've just always have been in awe, not of just of her singing ability, but the fact that she writes her own song.
You know what the really interesting thing with me is? I feel like I went from literally having like $1 a day, living alone as like a 17-year-old kid in New York. I lived on a mattress on the floor and, was just working hard trying to make things happen. The next phase of my life was like, okay, I got this record deal, I have all this stuff, but I never lost touch with the person who's had to struggle. And so I feel like because of that, I didn't get on this fame tangent. And also because of the relationship I was in, with such an older person who was like, no offense, but very controlling. I wasn't really allowed to feel fame.
Even though I try, I can't let go.
Hold on.
Something in your eyes capture.
Yeah. I like
Mariah
that.
co-wrote all of the songs on both of her albums and co-produced the Emotions album as well.
You're all I'm sure I can't let go.
The phenomenal success of Mariah Carey has left the music world rocking and reeling. The 21-year-old singer has already racked up 2 Grammys and a debut album that sold over 6 million copies. Now, Mariah's second LP, Emotions, has just hit stores.
5 straight #1 hits, beating even Elvis Presley's record as the youngest artist ever to achieve that feat.
You sort of control the supply chain.
There's absolutely nothing in the world that I would rather do than sing and write songs and be surrounded by music.
I read about 6, 7 printed articles about you. Every one of them mentions a similarity in voice to Whitney Houston. Does that drive you crazy?
He was what we considered and what I consider the gold standard.
Tommy was convinced Mariah could be even bigger than Whitney, and he set his sights on making that happen. In his eyes, her look gave her a level of mainstream crossover appeal that even Whitney wouldn't be able to crack. So he surrounded her with the best producers in the industry, including people who had worked with Whitney, and quietly showed Ben the door.
He got 50% of the publishing on all songs we worked on together for my first album. Okay, fine. But additionally, he received 50% of my artist royalties for the first album, 40% for the second album, 30% for the third, and so on.
I mean, it would be really arrogant of me to assume that they weren't going to compare me to someone, you know what I mean? So she's a, very gifted vocalist, but hopefully as people come to know my singing and my songwriting, I'll be known for who I am.
But did Mariah even know herself?
Okay.
I recorded my second album.
Not trying to be somebody, just trying to be yourself. that's the lesson in life, man. Be yourself. Be yourself. Only yourself. Don't try to be nobody else. Just be yourself. Simple.
Soon after my first album, that it seems like one project. I really didn't have a break at all.
The feeling is that he made you, his guidance, his helping you choose the songs, his publicity machine, his this, his that it wouldn't have happened without him.
Well, I don't believe that, because I know that I wouldn't have given up, and I do know that I was very close to having a deal prior to meeting him. But I do believe that he was very instrumental, because he did see the potential.
She was Tommy's kept doll, to be brought out, to stand there, to be the good girl.
Even now, it's hard to explain, to put into words how I existed in my relationship with Tommy Mottola. Tommy's energy was intense, more than overbearing. For me, it was an entire atmosphere. In the 8 years we were together, I can't recall 10 minutes with him when I felt I could be comfortable, when I could simply be at all.
You were engaged.
The problems kind of started happening as I started making videos and started being seen by people in a way that I guess was threatening to him.
My rationale, which was ridiculous, was, okay, well, maybe if I get married, he'll realize, no, I'm not trying to go out and be with a million guys. And
On June 5th, 1993, pop's most bankable superstar, Mariah Carey, married Sony Music president Thomas D. Mottola. She was 23. He was 45.
Tommy gave the wedding.
Yo, whoa. I thought that nigga was like 29, 26, or 25, bro. I was like, goddamn, 40? Oh, shit. No.
In what way?
Tommy.
And this right here probably brought the earlier stage of why older men love young women.
He paid for the wedding.
And
Tommy directed it. Tommy designed it. Yes, it was a Tommy production. And it was wonderful.
So you married the boss?
yeah, he's like the best person in the world.
Together, they built an extravagant house with 2 pools, a recording studio, a rifle range, 11 bathrooms. It was a poor girl's dream house.
Sing Sing, as I call it, because it was kind of prison-esque. And all I did there was sing.
And trapped as she was, Mariah Carey was a big deal.
This is Ginger. She's my little Christmas mascot here today.
I've just always been really into the holidays, and well, when I was a little girl,
Yeah.
for Christmas. Last year, I was.
It's December the 1st.
Decorating the tree.
It's December the 1st. Hold on, wait a minute.
And stuff, and I started to get some ideas for some different Christmas songs, and I just had it rolling around in my head, and I said, I might as well just go and do this.
Thank
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Thank you.
When you write a Christmas song, and you've written 3 of them, you're out there now competing with Winter Wonderland and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. When you're not married, sometimes you tend to write songs.
I forgot. Michael was young. Michael was actually young when Mariah Carey was 19. Yeah, I forgot Michael and them had made that Christmas album. Still a slap-ass Christmas album to this day.
About, I'm looking for love. I sure wish I could find love.
Right.
You found it. Has that changed how you write and sing about love?
I wrote the initial idea for One Sweet Day with Walter Afanasieff, who I've been working with for a long time. And when I did it, and I had the chorus, I stopped and I said, I really want to do this with Boyz II Men.
One Sweet Day was this huge sort of pop anthem ballad with Boyz II Men, and it was just a monster.
It spent 16 weeks at #1.
You ran into some controversy about your heritage, your background, are you black or white?
It's very tough to be interracial, it really is, because you never know how people are relating to you, perceiving you. I think that people are more bothered by it than I am.
Yeah.
I think other people have a lot harder time dealing with me being multiracial than I do.
Are you an R&B artist or are you pop?
From the moment Tommy signed me, he tried to wash the urban off of me.
It was very much about don't do this, don't say that, look like this, look like that, don't sing this way, sing that way, and anything else you do is wrong.
I was still under the control of a huge conglomerate that didn't want me to
go-to urban.
Yo, New York in the house.
When Mariah Carey's new song Fantasy debuted, it began at #1 on Billboard's Top 100 Singles list.
That one remix was responsible for, I would argue, an entire wave of music that we've seen since, and that is the pop hip-hop collaboration. You could argue that that Fantasy remix was the single most important recording that she ever made.
Okay.
Do you ever stop? I mean, do you ever have any time off or?
Nope. Some of the critics are saying that this new album is your best yet.
But all that glitters may not be gold, or in her case, platinum.
She told People magazine a few months after she got married, yeah, we're in love, this is great, but we do fight a lot.
How do you guys separate business from the personal? I mean, you happen to be on the label that your husband runs.
It's very difficult sometimes, but I think that what we try to do is, well, first of all, when there's anything like that's like business in terms of contracts or anything like that, we're like a million miles away from each other. But you know, he's very supportive and he's very helpful because he's very smart and a very creative person as well. He's not just a corporate guy, so that's good.
Abuse has several categories.
You've been emotionally abused.
Yeah, I think she was low-key kind of trapped. She had to be trapped with that nigga, son. Cause if she didn't marry this nigga, bro, she would have got her whole label took, and she had to re-sign to the whole label, and half her music was definitely going to be gone. So I wonder how, like, she ended up just dating out everybody, like, different people. Did she end up cheating, or did she, like, he find out that she was cheating, or, like, how'd that go?
Emotionally, mentally.
Why is it hard to get out of it?
Well, it's scary.
The first record I did for Mariah was Always Be My Baby. She told Tommy I want to work with him because she liked just kicking it. She liked Escape.
So I went to do Always Be My Baby remix with Brat and Escape at her house. And she lived next door to Ralph Lauren.
It was more of an estate, and I was kind of more of an inmate.
She was like a princess trapped in a castle because we had to whisper to talk. It was microphones in the walls and stuff. Every time she moved, the security went with her. If she would laugh or something too hard, security would come stop her and see what she was doing.
She couldn't never really drive. She's Mariah Carey. And she was married to Tommy, so he wouldn't let her drive. The security have to drive her around, but she ain't like that.
There were like 25 brand new cars. I was just like, oh my God, whose are they? She's like, they're mine. I'm like, well, let's go.
So I'm downstairs making a beat. Her and Brat, they done broke out, took a car and left. No security, don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we went about a block away to Burger King. She just wanted to get some French fries.
So I'm downstairs trying to make the song, get the song right. And then all of a sudden it's like alarm going off in the house and people running around frantic, like, yo, what the f is going on? Yeah, like people outside with guns.
But the people that had the guns were not working for me.
Brat's with her, so they think I'm in on it. Right. So I'm getting like questioned, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
He was paging me like, Brat, please come back here. Where y'all at? They tripping. And we got in trouble. When we got back, they whisked her off, and we ain't see her for like an hour or something. Then when she finally came back in to finish. So was
Tommy Mottola in the house?
Yeah, he was in the house.
Mariah, you know that it has been written that you were a virtual hostage in that house.
All right.
Tommy eavesdropped on you through an intercom system or would redial if you made a phone call. Tommy didn't like the way you dressed. You got movie offers. Tommy did not want you to act, to be in movies. Why not?
Well, what he says is because he felt it would be bad for my career. I was never a touring artist in.
And then I heard something, y'all. But that's low-key kind of crazy. She couldn't do nothing. Why are you watching every move? Like she was about to end up cheating on you. Brian, I didn't even think Mariah had a phone back then. That's crazy, bro. Watching everybody move and stuff, I'll be looking feel like a prisoner too.
And that was a deliberate choice, I think, on behalf of certain CEOs of Sony, because it was more financially beneficial for me to continue to make album after album after album.
It's the age-old story. Boy meets girl. One, or both, fall in love. Boy uses his multi-million-dollar empire to turn the girl into a superstar, and then squeezes every last penny out of her.
What are you gonna do next? When are you going back in the studio?
I've been in the studio. I'm almost out of the studio. My album is almost done and coming out very shortly.
Any diversions on this one? Is it gonna be ballads? It's gonna be...
It's an alternative record. I'm just kidding.
She secretly recorded Someone's Ugly Daughter in 1995. But when the label decided it would damage her carefully crafted image, they shut it down.
But the inspiration behind something so grand, you said that you were making this while you were making Daydream.
Her friend Clarissa Dane was brought in to take over so the project could live on, just not with Mariah's name attached.
Just letting out all the anger, because at that point I was going through so much and I really needed something.
The disappearance of Linda Sobek shocked Hollywood. Police search for answers, and one of the people they question is this man, fitness expert Morgan Carey, Mariah's brother.
She is 33-year-old Allison Carey, the older sister of pop superstar Mariah Carey. Where Mariah is concerned, Allison is torn between jealousy and love, convinced Mariah has turned her back at a time when Allison needs her most.
When people start doing things like dedicating an album to me, you know, to make themselves look good, you know, I'm sorry, I just think that that's kind of,
Mariah paid to put you through drug rehab?
yes, she did. But she has never let me forget one single cent she's ever spent on me.
You say, through the years, both my sister and brother have put me on the chopping block. Sold lies to any gossip rag or trashy website that would buy or listen. They have attacked me for decades.
But my mother also created persistent turmoil, which caused trauma and deep sadness. It has taken me a lifetime to find the courage to confront the stark duality of my mother, the beauty and the beast that coexist in one person.
All your life, as a very little girl, you wanted to sing and be a star. Now you sing and you're a star. What's the ultimate ambition?
Hopefully continue to be successful and to find happiness too, because I'm still looking for that.
The gala was your typical celebrity-studded chicken dinner charity event. Tommy and I faked it all night without incident, and now I was free to go. After the gala, our plan was to go to a dinner party at a restaurant that some of the Armani insiders had arranged. My assistant and I went, and Wanye met us there. Though I was still being watched, I felt lighter than I had in a long time. It was not uncommon for a dinner party of this kind to have guests come and go in waves. So when Derek Jeter and his friend came in and sat down across from me at the table, they didn't command any of my attention. The restaurant was moody, but our table was buzzing. And at some point, the conversation moved to inconspicuous blackness. I had never had an open conversation about biracial or multiracial aesthetics, ever. Eventually, the debate turned to me. One of the guys from Armani said he couldn't tell if I was part black. As if on cue, another person from the Armani team chimed in, "Derek, your mother's Irish and your dad's black, right? Like, so what do you think about all this?"
All of a sudden, it was like the moment in The Wizard of Oz when the scene went from black and white to Technicolor. It was as if suddenly I could see him. Derek was definitely no longer pedestrian. He was closer to a Prince Charming.
The singer is separating from her husband, Sony Music President Tommy Mottola, on a trial basis. That according to publicists for the pair. Publicists say the couple remain friends and will continue their business relationship. Carey has recorded most of her biggest hits on the Sony label.
Like when you're an artist, you're a sponge, and everything that you're going through, you're sort of absorbed in and you're absorbing. And so that's kind of what happened with the album. And I feel really close to this album, closer than any other album I've done.
What was it about Derek? He got his own song too, right? He got his own song? Yep.
He got his own song. He's got a few songs. When I played Honey for Tommy, he quipped, "Well, I'm glad you were so inspired."
But I just wanted to know, do you get like a lot of male attention now that you're single?
Nah.
I'm not gonna hold you. Mariah could get it any time, any age. She still look fine as old too. Mariah could get it. I don't care.
You're now in love with Derek Jeter. Isn't that true?
But he feels so ambiguous. and like such an outsider. And yet I was living my dream, but I didn't feel really connected to anybody. And I was in an abusive relationship, and I knew that it was over and it was only a matter of time. But he became a catalyst for me, because all my life when I was a little girl, I was like, one day maybe I'll meet somebody that's similar to me, that won't not necessarily judge me, but yes, judge me, but look down upon me because they feel superior to me.
It was very frightening. I mean, when you are in that world of ultra powerful men and you're really young, it's easy to be controlled and to be scared.
There's a lot of success in a very short time when you think about it. 80 million albums and the top-selling female recording artist. How's it feel?
Tommy and the label were also resistant to what my new sound represented. Again, I heard the refrain, too urban, which of course was code for too black. And yeah, I wasn't ever going back.
I don't see that like, whoa, suddenly I'm like doing R&B stuff. It's been obvious that I've wanted to do it and that it's been an influence in my life, so it's not like anything new to me. And it's definitely not a drastic transition at all. When you look at songs like My All and Butterfly and Whenever You Call and the stuff that I'm doing, I haven't left who I started out being. I've just gradually incorporated more of my real influences into.
There were 2 songs released from that album, 7 months apart. And it nearly killed me. You look.
And you had at this point in your career, you had no control over that?
In my situation, in my scenario within that company, with what is just going on, think about it.
By being with Sony, it's beyond record sales. I mean, they use you to raise CD prices. They use you to break new technology. You know what I mean? The new Mariah will be out in all the different formats that they're trying to, for like the mini disc stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're so much more important than just a recording artist to them. So people are outside.
But I was never made to feel that way.
Okay.
Right.
Derek Jeter.
Right.
Was that double problems?
Yeah, because I think it's very difficult for sports stars as well, because the fans are so much a part of it. I think he's a great guy. I really do.
Hey, this is better than that 40-year-old guy. God damn, bro. That nigga was just control him. At least he nice and ease, and you can see the colors, not in black and white, but you can see some colors now. Wow.
And I really, really love his family. They really taught me something special, because coming from an interracial background, he has the same type of background, exactly. And I never saw an interracial family that had stayed together and stuck it out that way. And I learned a nice lesson from that.
How do you stop a Hollywood romance in a New York minute? Make sure the press hounds the couple in question constantly. Here's the upshot of Mariah Carey.
Now, everyone I know has thought that this was a big rivalry between the two of you. You certainly have put that to rest.
Whitney happened to be a star. I mean, I feel she was born a star. And she was popular prior to me even having a record deal. And of course, we were all inspired by her singing. And then the record label wanted to kind of guide me in direction to work with producers that she had worked with. And I already had my own demo of songs that I had written, and I had my own identity, but everybody wanted to push me that way. So understandably, there was like a little bit of weird tension. Yet when we finally met, we got along so well. We had the I would wait for them.
Like, no enemy, like, just sister, like, man, like, damn, bro, like, I fuck with it, man, like, ain't no rivalry or nothing like that. Nah, with Michael Jackson and Prince was like this sometimes. But hey, it was that. Prince and Michael Jackson beef, it was like an friend enemy. They still care about each other, but it was like, yeah, you still my dog, but I don't fuck with you like that, though.
I don't know and neither did she. No, the rainbow artwork was done by David LaChapelle. I took them at a time in my life when I was happy, and if you'll notice, it's the first album cover I'm ever smiling on, and I'm ever not hiding half of my face. So that's an improvement, for me. My first project of 2000 is going to be my first leading role in a movie, which is called All That Glitters.
You got the best of me, but I just keep on coming back incessantly. Oh, I
Hey.
to run your game on me. I should have known right from the start you'd go and break my heart.
Heartbreaker was initially a song that I wrote for all the glitters, which starts filming in the spring, which was supposed to start filming last summer, but there were problems with the script. I just work, and I think it's because for the early part of my life, I felt like I had to always scramble, and I didn't know whether I had any stability or what was going on in my life. I never transitioned into that person who believes their own hype. Probably because I feel like I have to keep going. Probably because I'm insecure and I feel like I have to maintain how far I've come.
Good evening. Mariah Carey is recovering tonight here at Mass General from dehydration and other symptoms related to food poisoning. Her fans are also recovering tonight from disappointment. According to Carey's publicist, she interrupted her performance at one point to tell her fans, quote, "My manager didn't want me to tell you guys this, but I have food poisoning and I'm completely dehydrated. But we're going to have a good time tonight, even if it kills me."
The Fresh Air Fund, grateful for her financial and personal support, has named one of their camps Camp Mariah.
This truly international artist who transcends all categories wrote their first single at age 4, their first platinum album at age 18, and has gone platinum in 33 countries. And according to Haynes, has the best legs in the business. Woo! Here is the Billboard Artist of the Decade, Miss Mariah Carey.
Hey, what's your name?
Billy. Glitter was being produced by Columbia Pictures, which was owned by Sony, which connected it to Tommy.
In her long-awaited star turn, Mariah plays an aspiring young singer from New York, falling for the man who gives her big break. Though she assures us that any similarities between the film and real life are purely coincidental.
Much of what went wrong with Glitter led back to Tommy. He was angry about the divorce and my departure from Sony, and he used all his power and connections to punish me. And everybody else around me knew it was happening, including my new label. Tommy and his cronies went as far as taking promotional items like my stand-up advertisements out of the record stores. He didn't want it to look like I could succeed on my own without him, so he even interfered with the Glitter soundtrack.
He can make a career. He can break a career.
So Tommy Mottola calls me at like 6 a.m. 6, 7, it was obscenely early, and he calls me because he found out me and Rule made a record with Mariah Carey.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, he hated Mariah Carey. So he was...
How could you hate Mariah Carey? She was the most generous, nice person. I don't know. That nigga might be.
Jennifer Lopez to compete.
Okay, we need a smash.
He says, Irv, I need you to do me a favor. I said, what's up? I need you to make a record with J-Lo, but I want you to put Ja Rule on it and make it a duet kind of a record. And he's trying to Mariah.
When interviewer Vanessa Gregoriadis, who originally spoke with Mariah for Allure, told Carey she'd recently interviewed Lopez, Carey said, quote, "I bet it was really intellectually stimulating. I bet you could just see the depth in her eyes. She was so soulful." Mariah also aims her anger at ex-husband Tommy Mottola, head of Sony Music, for which Lopez records. She alleges that Lopez is so under his wing that he even groomed her to look like his ex-wife. Mariah, who calls herself Supergirl, says she often sleeps just 3 hours a night. When told Lopez claimed to get 8, Mariah said, quote, "If I had the luxury of not actually having to sing my own songs, I'd do that too."
I feel all right.
Oh, good.
I've been up for like 20-something hours. I was working 22-hour days, literally. My doctor had already told me, you're working too hard because I have low blood sugar. I need to kind of take care of myself in a specific way. Days, they would wake me up at 5 in the morning to do an Australian phone interview and then expect me to go back to sleep, wake up and do it.
But you were doing it for the new label, and that was required of you.
Right. And I had said, I am the hardest working person you'll ever meet. It was an emotional and physical collapse.
So basically all I really want to say is I don't know what's going on with life, and I hope all the fans are good. And I just want you to know that I'm trying to understand things in life right now. And so I really don't feel that I should be doing music right now. And I just want everyone to understand that.
It was late in the summer of 2001. The few critics who were able to preview the Glitter movie almost unanimously panned it. The anxiety caused by its bad reception and the label's reaction to the single only hitting #2 was seeping into my psyche.
You got J-Lo, and that was I'm Real, the
Lover
remix.
boy,
With,
come on and love me.
what the hell's that?
Give me more.
Mariah Carey.
We're all just living in the moment of being positive, and there's like people called haters. No, Cindy, go. And we give them positivity.
Let's go. Stop.
See, I can't even get a minute. Go.
There's no way I, Mariah Carey, or anyone could actually crash any MTV show.
Mariah Carey is stripping on TRL right now.
Mariah Carey checked herself into hospital on Wednesday night to be treated for extreme exhaustion.
Patricia called the cops during what Mariah describes as a family blow-up. She hadn't slept in 6 days and had retreated to her mother's Westchester home to rest. When Patricia woke her up saying the record company needed her to get back to work, Mariah snapped, and the situation escalated enough for the cops to be called.
When my mother feels scared, her complete assurance in the historic evidence that whiteness will always be protective activates, and she often calls the cops.
Mariah was taken to the Northern Westchester Hospital, and the Glitter soundtrack was released on September 11th, 2001.
My fans already know that I'm a workaholic and that I'm an insomniac. And what I did is I work myself into the ground, but that's like, my problems are minuscule compared to what's going on with our country. Sunflowers is a song that I wrote for my father, dedicated to his memory.
Her father passed away in July 2002 after a battle with cancer.
I found out that my father's mother, my grandmother, used to have a charm bracelet. And I didn't know that, and I always wore one. So I wanted to do something kind of in memory of him and his side of the family.
Hey.
We are just days away.
That'd be my character, man. That'd be Mariah, bro. A fine ass.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Listen, I gotta ask.
But she fine,
low-key. In the press lately, there's been a whole sort of like.
While, before she does her next big thing, because I know she's doing something.
The definition of emancipation is freeing someone from the control of another. The subtext of that, of course, takes you straight to Tommy Mottola.
Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is a mean...
Hey, my goat! My goat! My goat! My goat!
The racist. And
yeah!
very devilish.
Yeah!
Carey,
sing
after
it!
Divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She was crying so badly I had to hold her. And she said to me that this is an evil man. And
Hostiles approaching. Reciprocating hostility.
And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil, and she doesn't trust him.
I'm Mariah Carey, and watch out, because the
go my
Emancipation
year.
of Mimi is on the way.
Her new album, The Emancipation of Mimi, has gone double platinum.
Emancipation of Mimi is Mariah Carey's best album. Absolutely. That's probably the definitive album of her whole career. That's her Thriller.
It's so exciting because it's the biggest debut that I've ever had in my career.
She has to be ecstatic. I mean, look at
They
the
are Jay-Z.
road that she took. Incredible highs and incredible lows, and to be back right you know, and the way she is right now is just beautiful.
10 million copies worldwide. We Belong Together topped the Hot 100 for 14 weeks straight.
You know, we did the Charm Bracelet album, but, you know, everybody was like, oh, let's have a sob story. Then when I was working on the Emancipation of Mimi, it was much more like, let me just really, really go deep and just try my best.
Mariah, who celebrated the end of her 16-year Grammy drought.
Emancipation of Mimi, which to me is the first half of what this new album is.
I would say I spoke a relationship into existence because every time I did an interview or people would ask me who my celebrity crush was, I would always say Mariah Carey.
They both admit to being impulsive, marrying just weeks after they started dating.
Let's toast to you not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we should my goodness.
You had a miscarriage.
Yeah,
That must have been very painful for both of you.
it really was.
Is it true that on your back you have a tattoo that says Mariah Forever?
Absolutely. Well, not forever. Just
What? So tell me about your home life. Lee called me and said, you know I'm doing Push. I want to know if you want to do the part of Miss Weiss. When Lee asked me to be a part of it, I said, yeah, like that would be incredible. I'm very excited that my new album, Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel, is out right now.
Mariah, did you used to have a crush on her?
As a kid, yeah, definitely.
I think Mariah Carey's on line 12. You want to piss on her?
She wants to get pissed off. I already did that.
Mariah had to be at least top five finest women in the world. Top 5 at least. Hands down, top 5.
Apparently, he was mad at Mariah for lying on him. So therefore, he can call her all kind of bitches and all of that type of stuff. So, when this white man gets angry, it's fair game. He can talk and say whatever he wants to say.
Why are you so obsessed with me? Nick was like, why don't you just play the stalker? And I'm like, you know, I could do that because I've been acting lately. I've done a lot of different things, and I'm very proud of the work that I've done. But yes, we are pregnant. This is true.
So it's rock
and
rock and roll.
It was amazing to work with Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is, you know, a goddess.
Oh my God. Nicki Minaj. Nicki, bro. Oh my God, Sam. Just. Woo! Yeah, that's all I'm gonna just say.
When I met her, she was so
Fine
down. She
ass.
was funny. She was sarcastic. Like we were laughing through.
You go, girl.
Mariah is going to be the only female judge on American Idol, which starts its 12th season in 2 weeks. And the next thing she knew, Nicki Minaj was added as a judge. The rumor is that you have been paid $18 million a season. Am I in the ballpark?
I think we're in the ballpark.
And our superstars were super passionate from the get-go.
I heard them saying Mariah doesn't want you on the panel, but I was like, no, I'm friends with Mariah. And I was like arguing people down, like, don't believe everything you read, you're crazy. And so I went there and I kind of started feeling a little bit of like the shade.
It was like hell, going to work every day in hell with Satan. It felt like an unsafe work environment.
Nicki recently released a song. It's called Hell Yeah. It's about American Idol. And she says, I'm quick to check a bitch if she is out of line. Are you the she's singing about?
Don't know what she's singing. I didn't know she sang. I thought she rapped or whatever.
Say 3 nice things about Eminem.
They come in a package that you can carry wherever you go.
Mariah thought she had everything she ever wanted. But was this just a fantasy?
I would lay up at night thinking like, is this who I am? Am I Mariah's man? You would see me in suits every day. I'm trying to prove that I'm a man because I'm standing next to a woman. Yeah.
Are there signs that the fairy tale is over?
Been rumors that y'all are heading for divorce because of.
Yes, we're going to divorce court after we leave, darling, at the plane boat. Dominican Republic, here we come. It's divorce.
Or was it reality?
Miss Mariah is the queen of Christmas.
The Queen of Christmas.
The Queen of Christmas.
I guess maybe because I had an unconventional childhood, I like really traditional things.
My best to be a diva this evening. Do you like the ensemble?
I don't feel like diva is not a compliment because having an opera singer for a mother, I've been hearing diva since people didn't say diva every other word. And it's like, it really does mean someone who's talented and who, you know, it can also mean difficult, but, you know, hey, we can all be difficult every now and then.
Mariah is a legend. She is music.
I'm such a lamb. I love everything she does.
Mariah Carey was the person that made me want to sing.
Mariah is the queen.
19 #1 hits. A successful story of a hero, a fantasy, butterfly, a vision of love, who always has us feeling emotions. One of the greatest singers, songwriters, and artists of all time.
To Miss Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey!
Mariah Carey is the...
Set. Now, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, I know y'all were wrong for doing that, son. Yeah, I know y'all were wrong for doing that. Why, you, I'm not finna go back, but you know, bro.
Lighting okay?
You know, Mariah, this is a book about identity, race, survival, ambition, and faith.
The intention was to emancipate my little girl self who wasn't famous, who didn't have money, who didn't feel worthy. I feel like it's a survivor's story.
All right. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media, did pop on the screen. See y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all to the bottom of my heart. If y'all want more videos like this, let me know. On the road to 500. See y'all in the next video.